First of all, Professor Marandi, the European Union has recently said that they are reimpose the sanctions against Iran that was previously stopped in 2015. In your opinion, what's the main reason for this deepened pressure by Western countries on the Tehran?
It was quite clear in 2015 itself, and I was in Vienna at that time during the negotiations. I was a media advisor for Dr. Zarif back then. It was clear to me that ultimately the Europeans and the Americans would use the snapback mechanism. And that's because they are entities that are always violating their commitments. They are dishonest and deceitful in politics, whether it's with regards to Russia or whether it's regards to China or Iran or any other major power across the world. They simply use politics in order to preserve their hegemony. And their agreements, in their eyes, must be used as a tool. So those countries that sign agreements with the West, they must abide by their commitments. But Western countries, they don't have to abide by their commitments because they're exceptional. They are the center of the world. So I think this was a good lesson for us Iranians to understand that agreements with the West really don't have that much value. And we also saw that when the Israeli regime carried out its barbaric assault on the Iranian people. The Iranians were negotiating indirectly with the Americans, and as Iran was negotiating, the United States and the Israeli regime were conspiring to strike Iran, and they struck Iranian officials at home in their apartment buildings, slaughtering people in those buildings, bringing down complete apartment buildings, and the West collectively supported it. So that, I think, is only going to make Iran more determined in future to look to the non-Western world, to the global South, to its partners in BRICS and in the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. In the long run, this does not benefit the West. It hurts the West more than anyone else.
Russia and Iran were against the reimposing the UN sanctions to Iran. Both Russia, China, and Iran, the BRICS group, one of the main countries for me, do you see here any possibilities for, I may say, diplomatic clash between the BRICS countries and the UN?
Well, the United States and the Europeans, they're the entities that are bringing about clash. And the clash is global. The trade war, the tariff war, the proxy war against Russia and Ukraine, the intensification of hostility with regards to trade and business with India, with Brazil. All of that is a sign that the West is behaving irrationally and that its expectations go far beyond its capabilities. Iran and Russia and China, by signing a letter saying that they do not accept the legitimacy of the revival of the 6 UN Security Council sanctions, blunt the weapon that the West has tried to create through the revival of those sanctions. But the West, in any case, they've already imposed maximum pressure sanctions on Iran, just like with Russia, and they failed. And these minute, small sanctions, UN sanctions, they're not going to have a major impact. They will have a psychological impact on the Iranian market for a while, but that will settle down. And China and Russia being permanent members of the UN Security Council, by not recognizing the revival of these sanctions, that will also have cause major problems for the West to do anything significant against Iran.
Thank you.